Coach, how would you evaluate your position group so far through the spring?
You know what? Pretty much like the entire defense, the entire team. I think those guys have improved every day, man. It's night and day from this point last year until now. You find yourself coaching technique and fundamentals more than hey, yelling and screaming. Sometimes I felt like I was a flight instructor. So I'm trying to get these guys to go this way, line up this way, but it's really good, man. It's been really good, and I'm proud of the growth that all those guys are having.
You said night and day difference. Is that because they know the scheme better, or they understand the pace of practice better?
Everything. They understand practice. They understand our expectation, Coach Brewer's expectation, my expectation, just everything. The scheme of the defense. Linemen and assignments. They know what to do and try to get them to know how to do it. And now the final piece that they're starting to understand is why. And that's the most important thing, is the why.
Why is that the most important thing?
Because if I tell you to go out this door here and make a right, all of a sudden you're going to say, why do I need to go make a right? Why can't I make a left? Or why can't I go out this door right here? Well, you can't go out that door because it's locked. This door is unlocked. So it's those simple things like that.
How much more difficult is this defense to understand from the outside perspective versus the inside?
Oh, man. Excuse me. Just with my guys, we're involved in every aspect of the defense, whether it's, rushing the passer from a 2-point stance or a 3-point stance, to playing the run versus a tight end versus a tackle, or, going out there covering a slot receiver or a tight end in the flats or something like that. So, those guys have to know everything, not only just the front, but they got to know all the coverages and the checks and stuff.
When you're talking about the younger guys, like specifically Crouch and Peterson, is it realistic to expect them to be able to play inside early in their career, or do you expect to have them on the outside come fall?
I think just because of depth, they're going to be forced to play. And I think they can handle it. And I think, we're trying to water it down and put them in a position where they can be successful. And just don't put them out there, in positions where they can't be successful or have, some fun doing it.
Pruitt was complimentary of Kayvon Bennett yesterday. What have you kind of seen from him now that he's transitioned full-time to the outside linebacker spot?
I think he's taking it serious now. It's important to him. And, we had some heart-to-heart conversations. We did, myself and Kerry Stevenson, had some conversations with him and just trying to figure out, what do you want to do with this thing? God has touched you and given you some ability. Now, what are you going to do with it? He's giving you a vehicle to go where you want to go. So now you just got to sit back, punch in the GPS, and just follow it. So I think he's mature and he's learning. And I think it's important to him now.
Can you say the same, maybe on a different level, with Darrell Taylor? Is that the biggest difference you see between Darrell from last year and what you've seen out of him this spring? It's just an intensity level, everyday show up type deal?
I'm going to tell you like this, man, I'll be honest with you. Anytime there's money involved with it, guys' team seems to pick it up a little bit. So it's his last year, and he's trying to create as much value for himself as possible. But knowing Darrell, if it wasn't, we had an opportunity to go to the NFL, I think he'll still be doing the same thing because I think he enjoys ball. I think he enjoys getting better.
What are the things he needs to refine to maximize his value at the next level?
Just being comfortable, standing up, playing out in space. I think he doesn't feel as comfortable. He likes being close to the action. And I think he needs to, refine that game and be comfortable with it because he has the ability to do it.
Coach Pruitt said that conceptually in the secondary they try to make sure people can play multiple positions. Do you do the same thing with linebackers?
Yeah, we try to stress those guys as much as possible, just to keep it fresh and also to keep them thinking and growing and getting them to see the entire, not just looking through a straw, but, seeing the entire defense and appreciating it.
And how many linebackers do you think could play each position?
Ooh, that's a good question. I really don't know, man. I don't want to give you a number right now and be lying, but it's a couple of them that could do it.
How's it been for you working with Coach Ansley so far this spring?
Well, I know D.A. D.A. is like I don't want to say my son because I'll be telling my age. But, he and I worked together when we were at Bama. And, man, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the staff. Coach shook up the staff and made some moves. And, man, I applaud Coach Shear for, responding the way he's responding. I respect D.A. for the way he came in. He's not saying, hey, it's jacked up. We got to get it straight. He's like, look, what can we do to get the program going in the right direction, get the defense going in the right direction? And so, man, it's taken a lot for him to be able to do that, and also for Coach Shear to be able to, go back in and just get it done.
You talked about the night and day difference from last year. Does that make is it making it more fun on the practice field for you?
Yeah, 'cause, man, you get a chance to just coach ball, man. You're not just screaming and yelling about, this guy not lined up right. What are you doing? Go left. They're supposed to be going right. They're going right. So it's fun, man. You really get the chance to coach, and you just don't feel like you just like, like what's the name of that movie, 51st Dates? So when it's like every day, man, you got to be in this stance. You got to be in that stance. But we've been blessed, man. The kids have done a great job of learning and buying in.
How concerned are you about your depth?
Well, that's always a problem. When you look at some of the top teams around the country, that's the thing that they have. They have depth. When their twos come in, they may drop just a little bit like that. But sometimes teams that are not on that level, when their twos come in, they actually drop a little bit like that. So we got to raise it up where when our replacement comes in, the two, whoever it is comes in, that drop is not as dramatic.
Now that it's night and day, now that it's night and day, and you said the guys kind of understand the why more. What are you hoping to see out of your unit specifically with the outside linebackers compared to maybe what they didn't do with your expectations a year ago?
Well, just one simple thing. Just when I got to stay outside, I got to know why I need to stay outside. I can't go inside. Well, I'm going inside, even though the tackle might have overset me. Well, I can't go inside because I know there's a pressure and there's a defensive back that's coming from the right side. So I got to stay on the outside. It's just little simple things like that they don't understand, and you're telling them. So now you get a chance to teach fundamentals and techniques and teaching them the why, where before you just teaching them defense, teaching them alignment, teaching them assignment, and they're really not getting the why, and you're trying to do it, but these guys around here trying to do everything you ask them to do, but they don't know why they're doing it. So I think they're in a good place right now.
What's the easiest way to teach a guy why, to get him to understand the why?
Well, you got to show them big picture. Once they start understanding their position, so you teach them their position, and then you go out and teach them the entire defense.
When you think of a spring game, what do you look forward to most? Is it the atmosphere, this weekend? Is it seeing your players, perform at a high level? What's excites you?
Just having fans back around, giving them a chance to just give them a little peek of what 2019 is going to be like. And man, when you talk about the spring game, you talk about the tradition that this program have, the fans and the stadium, and then getting a chance for the guys to see, okay, I'm putting 14 days. Now it's time to let the public see what I can do now.
What differences do you see in Jeremy's approach style now that he's been here a year, had a year of head coaching experience?
Man, you know what? Honestly, I see a calmer guy. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I see a calmer guy. I see a head coach. Sometimes, this is my opinion, I think sometimes when guys come from coordinator to a head coach, I think they try to do everything and they want everything to run the right way, and sometimes they get here, they get there, and they get spread thin. But I think this year I've seen a relax, I've seen a confidence in the staff. I think I see a confidence in the player. I see a star emerging in front of our eyes.
How? We've gone against this offense for a few weeks now in a couple of scrimmage. Where does it stretch the defense? What part of this offense is tough for defenses to stop?
And you were Alabama or somebody? The entire offense, Coach Chaney does a great job of mixing it up with the personnel groupings, the thing that he spreads the offense out, how he creates angles, how he creates mismatches, linebackers on receivers and outside linebackers, this, that, and other. So you can tell that he knows his offense really well, and he knows what to do to get the ball in the playmaker's hands. So I'm happy about that.
When you talk about Pruitt, when you talk about Pruitt in year two, where do you kind of see that delegation or letting things go in a different?
Okay, say again now.
When you talk about that calmer guy, that head coach in year two, where do you see that delegation coming into play?
I think once year one, you got a lot. You're trying to do so much, and you don't get a chance to see everything. I think you take the off season and you sit back and you say, okay, where can I improve? Where can the team improve? And I think when you sit back and you look at it, and you have to do a self-check yourself. We all do it. I do it. and I say, okay, where was I crappy at? Not saying that he was crap. I'm talking about myself. I look back and say, okay, where was I crap at as a coach? Okay, how can I get better? Who do I need to talk to help me to get better? And then you apply it, and then, you know, things happen.
What have been your impressions of JJ in this spring?
JJ's getting better, and he's one of those guys that, just he's coming off that shoulder, so he's limited in what he can do, but, you know, he flashes out there, and, you know, you see why he's been the player that he's been in high school.
When you look at, you mentioned Pruitt being calmer. Do you see that trickling down to the other assistant coaches and maybe even
No. We the bullies out there on the field. So. I guess you have so many bullies out there. You can't have, 11 bullies. Somebody got to calm the guys down. So that's our job, to get out there and bite on them a little bit.
Has Tracy gotten calmer?
Come on, man. You know better than that. His birthday was yesterday, too. Make sure you put that out there. Happy birthday, Rock.
36?
One more.
Yeah, 24.
One more for coach.
Just how vanilla will the spring game be in terms of what you guys are going to try to do?
Man, I hope it's not too vanilla. We got 1s-on-1s, 2s-on-2s, so it's going to be very competitive. A lot of other places I've been, you always mix up the team and you just get bad snaps. You get guys running free and stuff like that. So I think the format that we have this spring is going to be really interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be competitive. Can't wait.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, y'all be blessed, bro.